Never done yoga. I don't know what yoga is.
I picture girls in spandex pants and sports bra stretching.
Well, I wished I could do it, but that would be a sight to see.
I do yoga on my Harley. That's how I
I thought it would be really neat to come back here to do yoga. I was sort of afraid to do it in a little bit because I thought everybody would just think it's silly or not for them or think it was something kooky or strange. And I think a lot of people around here, they stay around here a long time and they don't really know there's other things out there in the world that can make them feel better. And I think yoga is one of those things that has a lot of misconceptions, and it's really impacted my life a lot, and I just wanted to share that with my family and also other people around them in the town. So Saturday we've arranged a yoga day event in the town square, which is really exciting. We called the mayor and organized it. It's going to be a yoga class and an event, a celebration of everybody in the town, and I'll lead a class and we'll see what happens. Hopefully the people that are interested show up. As much as I can remember when I was a little kid, I was always moving around and being really active. And my mom always says that I wanted to go into dance. She said I saw some little girl on TV kind of dancing around in a Pampers commercial, and I said I want to do that. So she took me to the nearest dance studio, and I loved it. And when I was a little kid, I was sort of doing meditation without knowing it was meditation. I'd go to the woods and kind of just sit really comfortably around and breathe and kind of just, you know, in general feel connected to everything and kind of center myself. And I'd come back and tell my parents we're all connected, the trees and the people, and they're like, don't tell anybody that, that's crazy. You just have to talk about normal stuff around here.
She left, she was a dancer and into modeling, and I figured that's mainly what she would pursue. I guess her ability to stretch, bend over, stand on her head, and because she, as a kid, she's always doing things like that, tumbling and jumping around.
Well, the first commercial I ever did was for Illinois Tourism, and I actually played a ballet dancer. And then when I moved to New York, that was a little bit of my niche for a while. I started doing tons of commercials. I was the PT Cruiser girl for a while. That was kind of fun.
Massive side pockets for all your stuff.
I did a Wendy's commercial. That was horrible. I had to eat this chicken sandwich with peanut butter inside of it because they wanted to make it look bigger for the TV. And I was always doing yoga at the time and interested in yoga, but you know, I'd explain yoga to people that I knew that didn't do it, and they'd say, well, I tried one place once and I didn't feel like I fit in, so I never went back. And you know, how I understood yoga was something that is for everyone and feels really good and doesn't have to be, you know, so cliquey or confined within one style or one philosophy or one, you know, sort of way of thinking.
Originally, I would just think of somebody sitting there just concentrating, but it's a lot more physical than that.
It's an exercise, something about exercise, I believe.
Where you stretch on a mat. That's what I think yoga is.
103.5 The Eagle. Good morning and welcome to the All Request Brunch Bunch, brought to you by Niemerk Steakhouse. 88 degrees right now at 10:11. I've got a special guest right now with me in the studio, Tara Stiles. Good morning.
Good morning. Thanks for having me.
You don't want to miss it. It's a yoga party tomorrow, Saturday, 3:30 to 5 p.m. at the Newton Town Square. First 200 people get a free yoga mat. And come on out and do something that you don't normally get to do on the square in Newton.
My sort of overall mission is to make it for everybody. So coming back here and doing this party on Saturday, I thought it'd be really fun to say, you know, hey, you guys, like, you don't have to, you know, live in New York to do yoga, or you don't have to do the splits, and, you know, you can do some simple breathing techniques or easy twists, and if you do it every day, you know, back pain goes away, headaches go away, you feel overall in a better mood, you have more energy. And my uncle Norm is doing yoga now in the field, which is hilarious.
I usually generally get up 4 o'clock or so in the morning. We run about a 12-hour day. When the yields are extremely low like they are now, it's, yeah, I guess you would call it kind of mentally and physically both stressful. You know, you've kind of got the feeling that you failed, but everyone you talk to and know that you haven't really failed. It's the weather, you know, that made the crop the condition it's in. But that's just the way it is. Every so many years it happens. And this, unfortunately, is one of them. I started out doing yoga years ago. This one morning when there was really nothing to do that early, I was just watching TV and flipping through the channels, and I ran onto some yoga, and they was explaining how it helped your body as far as feel better, and so I tried, and it did.
Jasper County is very rural. There's only one really town. Newton is the county seat, has a population of around 3,000. And I've grown up in Jasper County, lived here all my life, attended school here. My wife is from here, and you know, very happy to serve as the county sheriff. Around the town here, we've had several new structures and new churches and some new businesses. We're very encouraged by that. In a small community like this, we struggle for jobs because we don't have the manufacturing and those kind of things to supply a number of jobs. A community like this, when we send children away to college, we're buying them a ticket to leave here because that education offers them an opportunity that won't bring them back to this community. We're very proud of those people, don't get me wrong. We're very proud of the students and our neighbors that get a great education. The shame of it is that's really buying them a ticket somewhere else. You know, they're probably not going to be the person that we bump into at the grocery store.
We're inside the Newton Museum. We are part of the library. And then we've just got collection of goods from Jasper County. That's our goal, is to teach the kids and the adults as well about things that have happened in Jasper County throughout time. So you're going to learn about a little about your roots.
Yeah, I'm so excited. Thanks for having us.
We're really fortunate to have a lot of military things that have been donated to the museum. Burl Ives was a folk singer, and he was born in Jasper County. These pictures are photographs that were taken of the town square in the early 1950s. Town square is a very important part of a rural community and rural community life. That's the social life of the community.
Alrighty, so we're going to the town square, which is very exciting because this is going to be the place where Yoga Day is going to take place. So originally we were going to do the yoga party here on the west side of the lawn. That's where the mayor said that we could be. But here it's a nicer place because it's sort of in the front part of the square. It's very much more presentational and symbolic for the town. And there's a lot more space over here. So it's nice to have the courthouse kind of anchoring the event, and you know, you could get a nice expansive feeling to it and really feel like it's part of the whole small town experience.
My name is Mark Bolander. I'm the mayor of the city of Newton. We are beginning to grow. It's been a slow start. Our mindset for years, perhaps decades, wasn't the most optimistic about Newton's community, our future, and we think we're making the turn on that now. As far as health in our community, as a matter of fact, we did a health assessment just not that long ago. With the help of one of the area hospitals, and one of the things that came from that health assessment was we're all getting heavier and less healthy, and we do have a need for diet and exercise and fitness and those kind of things. So there's a definite need for yoga and anything like it.
I think, it's the same as small towns everywhere. One of the reasons I wanted to come here wasn't just to highlight Newton as a town, but all small towns, specifically in America, that for the most part, health and fitness and living a healthy lifestyle isn't the top priority. It isn't even probably in the top 5 things to do. I mean, everybody is, out working and they're doing this or that, and everybody by the time they're age 50 and 60 start to have back problems, and even younger they have, you know, emotional problems, or they feel stressed or tired. Getting all of those things out of the way so they can come back and feel connected, I think is super important and valuable. And that's, you know, exactly has to do with a healthy and active lifestyle. Big inhale, stretch. We're going over the kids' schools today. We went there yesterday too, and the kids are all excited because, you know, they get out of school to, you know, we did a little class, and a lot of the movements are, you know, fun, and they can balance on their arms, and lots of people came over for that, the teachers and some of the parents. We were talking to the newspaper, and the editor of the paper there has MS, and I just showed her a few simple things, and she said it really feels good right away. I mean, the benefits are pretty much immediate.
A lot of people don't realize with MS that you can look like you're having a really good day, but you're really in pain because there's just pain constantly. Well, that's why when I was talking to you, I said, you know, I would love to be able to do some of that, but I would love to be able to do some things here, because sometimes I sit for an hour straight and do not move from this desk. And then I get ready to get up, and it's just like I have to stop and think about how I'm going to move in it, because if I don't, the feet don't go. So then after talking to you, and I was like, okay, so what can be done for me, you know? And you're like, well, just some of the exercises and breathing. And so it's like, oh, heck, I can do those sitting here at the desk and nobody sees me, you know? I'm not on the courthouse lawn in front of everybody. So it's like, okay, I'm going to practice here before Saturday.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
Now you're going to be the best one.
I doubt that.
And here we are at Grandma's house. Grandma's house has always been home base. Hi, how's it going? Good to see you too. Hey, Alex. So do you think anybody's gonna come to this yoga party on Saturday?
Well, you don't know. I really don't know. I don't know how Newton's going to take a yoga class. You know, I've never heard too many people talk about it, but at my age, I don't get out among the younger people either.
I think people in this area are curious about yoga because it's getting to be a sleepy little town, and I think that they need something to give them a boost. And yoga's not going to hurt a thing.
Relog sent 200 yoga mats. It's very exciting. Oh, wow! Wow, they're bright blue. Nice blue color. Look at that. That's great. What do you think, Grandma?
Oh, I like them. I like them.
I'm really excited about what Tara offers because it seems to be yoga for anyone, and I think there's a stigma that goes along with yoga, unfortunately, that, you know, even people that I know that I tried to say, hey, come do yoga with me, they're like, oh, I can't do that. They don't realize how attainable it is, and I've done it and know that if I can do it, then a lot of people can do it.
Yeah, nice to see you too. Everybody said they heard us on the radio, so yeah. that was really fun.
Found Tara through the internet, of course, and her YouTube videos, and have enjoyed those for several years. And I actually emailed her several months ago trying to get her to have a yoga studio in Kentucky, not far from here, about 3 hours, and to see if maybe she could come down and do a workshop. I saw the video she posted where she was from Newton, you know, and I thought, well, that's close. You know, maybe while she's in town, she can come teach a workshop. So we emailed back and forth, and she said, well, you know, we're going to do this class in Newton. Why don't you come up for that? So it's there. So here we are.
That was so good. You can. Thanks for coming. That was awesome.
Where's the front of the class at?
Oh, around
Right
there.
here?
Yep.
Okay, I'm gonna be up here somewhere.
Okay,
so
great. Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for coming. Yay for Yoga Day in Newton. Thanks to all members of my family and extended family for hooking everything up, and the mayor is here, which is amazing, chiropractor, everybody from all different surrounding areas. So I'll stop talking, we should do some yoga. Okay, so let's just start sitting up nice and easy here, however you can sit comfortably. All right, so just gently close your eyes here, starting to draw your attention a little bit deeper inward. And just simply start to lengthen your inhales a little bit and deepen your exhales. All right, so take a big inhale, reach your arms all the way up over your head. And at the top of this, close your eyes, bring your palms together, bring your palms right in front of your chest. I guess what yoga is to me is something that is really expansive. So it's hard to define or even put in a box of this is what yoga is. So it's something that makes you feel incredibly strong and healthy and emotionally available and ready to go and, you know, spiritually connected. And from there, once you feel that great, you're able to go out into the world and, you know, help yourself, help everybody else. It makes you feel like you are ready to do anything, and also in the kind of good, happy feeling ways of I want to make a difference in the world, I want to help people around me. It makes you feel less grumpy and less anxious and just, you know, really connect into who you actually are. Lift your chest up a bit if it feels nicer to stretch your arms up. Nice, you got it. You can even sway in the breeze a little if that feels good. Yeah.
I'm somewhat in the know on yoga. You know, we found out that I had some health issues myself a couple years ago, so I became a member of our local fitness center, and they had some yoga classes available. I know a few of the terms. I know a few of the positions, but what I found besides that, you know, it was a clearing of the mind. You know, towards the end, there was always that relaxation period, that period that kind of takes you to that desert island with the breeze and the palm trees and all that stuff. You know, we're in the Midwest, we are slow to change. But I can also see that if you get enough people excited about it and trying it and seeing the benefits from getting involved with yoga, I can see that leading into some very positive things for not only those individuals, but for their mindset and for their overall health, you know, not just physical, but mental and spiritual as well.
Twice more just like that here. Big inhale lifts you all the way up. Nice. And then as you exhale, sink all the way back down. One more time just like that here. Big inhale lifts you right up.
People that's got problems with their backs or joints, and I tell them that maybe you ought to try it, you know, yoga, to see if it would make a difference. And I have had some tell me, you know, we went to the doctor and I asked them and they did suggest that would help. And I talked to them some weeks or months later and they said, it really didn't make a difference. So I feel that, yeah, I think it does help.
Hey, there you go, check you out. Nice.
Didn't know a whole lot about yoga except for some of the things you see on TV or the videos, and it's all the crazy Oriental or Mid-Eastern stuff. And I was really glad to read a little bit about yours, that it's more down to earth. And I think more people, especially in our small town community here, will relate to that a lot better.
Going into this, I thought there would be a ton of you know, conflict and people saying no way, and I want to have nothing to do with that. And you know, in a lot of ways, I agree with that. You know, I've been in New York and I've seen the almost ridiculousness that goes on in the yoga community and how they think that they're superior to everybody else. You know, so I do agree with that, but I don't think that's what yoga is about. I think that's what some people fall into when they do yoga. And you know, yoga is something that makes you feel really good, and it could make you feel powerful. And I think when anybody feels powerful, you know, either you can help people or you can say, I'm powerful and now I'm going to tell you that you're not. So I think that's you know, something that's happened in the yoga world. So I agree with everybody around here. I think that's sort of one of my main points is, yeah, what you've heard about yoga is probably right, but that's not yoga's fault. Like, yoga is great, but it's like some people sort of take it and make it a different thing and all of that. So that's what I'm up against. But I think the conversation there is, hey, I agree with you, and you know, it doesn't have to be something that's crazy, and it can be something that makes you feel good, and you don't have to be somebody different than you already are, and you know, there's nothing wrong with you already. You're not broken, and you know, I'm not coming in trying to fix anybody. So it's sort of, this is something that's a useful tool that, you know, can be useful for everyone, and I'd like to share that.
Last one, just like that. Big inhale and long exhale. And namaste. Thanks for coming, guys. Thank you. Good job, guys. Yay!
Beautiful day. I feel very relaxed and empowered.
Well, I feel fabulous. I feel relaxed and calm and all stretched out and meditated. Or medicated, I don't know, whatever.
It's great, it's great. It was as hard as my 5-mile run this morning.
I love it. I wouldn't have missed it for anything. We came about an hour drive and it was worth every minute of it.
A few of them look like they're really almost professionals at it.
Yeah. Last year, my daughter taught me to take a yoga class, and I was having wrist pain before that, and after 2 sessions, the wrist pain started going away, and I just kind of stuck with it. But that was one reason. The other reason I wanted to do it, so I could beat my friends in golf. And I did. So it was good, yeah.
I really enjoyed myself. And it was nice to get to do it with a bunch of other people that are doing it, because normally I just do it on a tape. So it was nice to be able to do it with other people.
I feel pretty good. I mean, I couldn't do a lot of it. You know, I have my limitations, but for what I did, I feel pretty good. And my daughter was beside me, and so we decided we're going to watch the videos and do a little bit at a time.
I'm pretty sure this isn't going away, and I should have started. The first time someone suggested it to me, I should have started. But anyway, today's a start.
I thought it was exceptional. I enjoyed it. I sweated profusely, but I enjoyed it.
Oh, it was amazing. It was such a great class and such a cool atmosphere out here on the square. And I mean, there's just nothing like small town America, really. It's just beautiful.
I think Yoga Day was fantastic. It went super. I think it was much better than what I ever thought it would be. I just figured it'd be a few little skinny ones running in and, you know, throwing out their mats and doing yoga, and, you know, it'd be kind of like hippie-ish or whatever, but we had a great turnout.
Yesterday was amazing. I mean, it couldn't have gone better. I was so excited. You know, a lot of people from the town came, a lot of different kinds of people came. The mayor came, the captain of the football team that went to school with my dad showed up, and, you know, lots of kids came, all my relatives came. I think also being here for as long as we were here and sort of going out and talking to everybody in the beginning was really necessary in order to get everybody to get excited about coming on Saturday. And I think if I was just to come in and try to do an event or do a class, I don't know if the turnout would have been as great, or I don't know if anybody would have came. I think it was a really cool, hopefully informative kickstart for these people.
Well, that's what made me feel proud about Tara was I've been to her class, like I said, in New York City before, where people come into class are in a real happy and, you know, joyful mood and having a good time, and they feel the same way when they leave. And the people that came to this class yesterday, some of them never seen Tara before. But after the class was over, I was talking to them, and they were saying how proud they were, or how they felt that Tara was doing such a good job of making it fun and not just hard to do the yoga class. And they're really impressed the way she taught her class. I thought that was really, really nice.
I think there would be a very good response if she came back to Newton again.
Now they know how to spell yoga, they can get more interested in doing yoga here in this town.